Good morning to you all. I hope you are all having an excellent Friday morning. Let's cover a few setups on watch here today and then a market breakdown so that you guys can navigate the market today. When we come in here, let's go into this economic calendar here. Actually, let me move this over. Let me refresh so the data comes in. When we look at this here, we had actually a core PPI coming in as expected, but we had a regular PPI month over month in less than expected. So inflation is easing in the producer price index, which the market can see as a bullish sentiment in terms of inflation easing. Now, when we go into the individual name of QQQ, we get a very, very nice 20 SMA tag here and a potential higher low right here. So now this hasn't confirmed as a higher low yet. It will confirm over 493.68. So if we can get over 493.68 today, that is a money setup here up into clear skies, up into 499.51. Now, why is this setup going to be having potential? Well, let's look at this daily chart. What do we have here on this daily chart? This is a prime example of a 3-bar play on the daily. We get bar 1 here, and then bar 2 is that inside bar for then that bar 3 continuation move higher. So that is going to be on watch here today. Over 493.68, I'm watching longs. That is going to be the structure, and if this hourly truly wants to hold, that is where I feel like we would get that breakout and continuation. Now, if we're back below this pivot here, I do not like this long setup here. If we're anything back below this low here on, what price is this at? Like 489.51-ish? Then I'm not interested in any long. So, in fact, I'm going to be marking that out just so I know. Yeah, like 489.53. So color code this. If we're below that, it's going to be a failed breakout. That comes in retest structure. So where does the structure come from? Prior support, turn rejection here. So if we fail that, not liking anything here to the long side on QQQ today. And then, let me see. In terms of there's a few really nice setups today if they want to trade. 229.63 longs on Apple. This is a very similar setup to QQQ where we get that daily 3-bar play. We tried to break and trap below this 50 moving average. Nice reclaim higher, follow through, and then a rest day for this trend to continue higher. Over 229.63, first target, this 231 prior bounce area here, and then up into these 233 highs where we got this breakout before this gap down open here. So watching that, 229.63 is going to be a key level to watch on this move today. Amazon, this one, it feels like it wants to move, but it just hasn't broken out much. What would be a dream world setup is an open above 188.33, trading pullbacks up into 191.78. We're a decent ways off. If we get the back through open at either of these two levels here, I will be watching this to take up into this target here. So you can see we have this descending 20 moving average on the hourly. We try to flip, then we come down, we trap, but now we're putting in higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low potential here. Over here is a new higher high on the hourly, which can flip and continue this trend for that move higher up into 191.78. So that is going to be pretty much the main watch here. And when we go into the weekly, we had this failed break below. So if you look at this, we failed and broke below. So anyone trying to short this weekly bar got trapped right here. Now we're trying to put in a potential higher low on the weekly. That can trigger over this prior weekly bar here for a nice buy setup that can push us higher here this week. And NVDA, relative strength here compared to AMD. AMD got really beat down yesterday, but from a daily chart perspective, we had this failed break below, nice rally into its close, and what we're forming here is a flag on the hourly. So anything over 134.81, really eyeing this up into 135.81, but a bigger target up into 139. So if we get QQQ, so let's say we get QQQ over, what level was that? 493.68, then this really has room to trend, has room to trend into 139. And I will be watching any relative strength higher lows on this for entry. So that is going to be my main watch. You can see we're in a nice uptrend here. So any trend pullbacks at either of these two levels here, going to be watching, and if we get the test of 135.81, watching the higher low up into 139. One thing I also want to break down really quick, not anything I'm really watching because we've really broken down on Tesla here, is when we maximize this, look at how crucial this area was before. We come in, we reject, we reject, we reject, we turn support. Now we're gapping down way down here. So if we can get that breakdown, that could be a good put opportunity here, sub 226.70, down into these 219 and 217.72s. What you'd want to see is this gap down, hold below the opening print, and then push this lower up or down into these two regions. What you don't want to see then is if we have something where we gap down and we just hold the open the whole time. This is not a valid short setup here. This is a gap down that holds the open that can really trend to the upside. So utilize the open. If we can get below and start setting lower lows and lower highs below 226.70, we have room into that 219 area below. I hope this watch list helps. Let us know down below what you guys are watching. Enjoy.